Alright, let's be honest, the Crocolore was a way better switch, and he's taking great advantage. You know, I've always felt like Eviolite on this Pokemon with Unaware could be quite tanky and effective, and I'm happy to see, you know, kind of walling out this team. We have a Sun team featuring Chien-Pao and Zamazenta and Metagross. Ladies and gentlemen, the Draft League replay analyzer SeanBonJoviii is back with another episode and a whole host of replays to watch. Check this out. I got this match, this match, this match, this one, and that one. We're gonna have a good time. Buckle up, let's watch some replays. What do we have here? Again, we have Terapagos, who I'm extremely excited to see. And then we have an Ogerpon Grass and an Ursaluna Blood Moon, who are Pokemon I have on another draft league of mine that I play in. Now we're looking at a little Hisuian Quillfish, maybe a good Intimidator, and a Crocolore who's Eviolite and quite defensive. The overall power of his opponent's team looks a little weak, excluding a singular Volcarona, of course, very strong. I'm going to say that I think Don Platinum has the better chance of winning, so we're going to go ahead and switch sides. Put him in the bad guy's position and play the replay. Now, I'm keeping a close eye on this Terapagos. I want to see what it does. Wellspring into Zapdos is probably the worst case situation, but Slowking is a fantastic switch. Now, hopefully he can maybe do like a chilling reception of some sort. Ends up getting a Sludge Bomb into the Quillfish, which does about nothing. Corviknight into the Quillfish. I don't believe Quillfish should get knockoff, so he should be able to defog these away or switch out. He does end up defogging. You see, you didn't really need to defog those spikes. You could have just gone directly into the Slowking Galar or maybe into a Heavy Duty Boots Pokemon. These toxic spikes just aren't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Crunch into Volcarona, doing 60% damage is far more than I had anticipated. That is quite a lot of damage. Holy cow. Back into Crocolore, who can eat up the Volcarona for days. A double switch into Corviknight. Both players... Alright, let's be honest. The Crocolore was a way better switch, and he's taking great advantage. You know, I've always felt like Eviolite on this Pokemon with Unaware could be quite tanky and effective. And I'm happy to see, you know, kind of walling out this team. Again, his opponent doesn't have a lot of power, so just about anything can wall it. But it's cool to see that it actually works. Out comes Greninja into the Slowking, into the Corviknight. You know, I feel like Don is getting the better of most of these turns, but that Quillfish just managed to go down a little earlier than I would have expected. Only 34% off the crit into Corviknight, so definitely Spadef invested. He's looking to get some physical damage down, but all he really has is the Ogerpon. He's gonna really struggle to remove that Corviknight. Oliboy is doing a great job of using his defensive bulk between Corviknight and Slowking Galar to kind of hold Don down. Now, if he could get some sort of Stealth Rocks up, I don't believe he even has any Rock Setters outside of, what's that new Pokemon's name? Terapagos. If he could get some entry hazards up, he would be doing really well with all this switching going on. Gets a lot of damage down on the Zapdos, but he is risking a Para on his Ogerpon, but just gets lucky. Ogerpon versus Ogerpon into the Corviknight. Zapdos really helps out in the Corviknight matchup, and I think it's gonna... I don't know. What I'm saying is I think that this could be over for Don Platinum, but I don't think it's going to be over quick. I think this game is going to last for a while. Wow, a Yachi Berry into the Ogerpon. I'm surprised we actually got to see that. I mean, maybe an Ice Shard makes sense, but Icicle Crash eating that up is surprising. Knockoff into the Ogerpon. Who does he go into now? Bullet, probably likely Vacuum Wave. Yep, Vacuum Wave snipes off the Sneasel. Very nicely done. Threatens out the Ursaluna with the Terra Water Ogerpon. Wellspring takes that out, and I believe that's game for Don Platinum. We called that about 10 turns ago. Give me credit for calling out the winner of this game. Trailblaze Greninja isn't gonna do anything. Does this thing have Body Press to take this out? Surf, doing nothing. Roost, it's game. I'm not gonna wait for this game to get stalled out. GG, Don Platinum, good effort. Next game, we have a Sun team featuring Chien-Pao and Zamazenta and Metagross versus just a good stuff team with a solid bulky core. I feel like Superior and Iron Valiant, you just can't go wrong splashing them into any team. Whereas Suicune and Umbreon are creating the defensive core of this team, Iron Treads offers the utility in forms of Stealth Rocks and Rapid Spin, but also often offers some fast offensive pressure and decent defensive typing. Chandelure is your Swiss Army knife who can just do so much, and that's your Pokemon you're going to have a lot of fun with in team building. Let's see how this match plays out. We get the Walking Wake, who's got a lot of power and a very nice matchup offensively versus this team. You don't often see Flip Turn, but I feel like you'll see that a lot more in draft leagues as opposed to ladder gameplay, which is where I usually see Walking Wakes. We get some Toxic Spikes down early. Those are nice, as he has no poison type to absorb those, but his Hazards remover is going to be immune to it, so it's not going to be super hard for him to remove them. Thunder Punch not doing as much damage to Suicune as I'd like to see, but still forcing the Suicune out into the Iron Treads. He gets those Hazards off. Neji really has no way to prevent that Rapid Spin because he's got no Ghost type. I'm surprised he didn't go for a more offensive move to try and break the Iron Treads and maybe keep his Hazards up more easily. But he ends up going into his Gliscor named Itachi. Naruto fans in the chat, leave a like for that. All right, we got Serperior taking a hit ripping a hit into the Ninetales, but even with that damage boost, he's not going to do too much. Terra Dragon being a fantastic defensive Terra typing, ends up getting a Glare on Ninetales, one of his faster Pokemon. Not even really one of his faster Pokemon. He's got a really fast team. We see the Terra Fairy into Walking Wake, and Luckus Supremacy here really doesn't have a way to damage fairies. I think a Fairy Walking Wake could do potentially a lot of damage in this matchup. Really not sure what he can do. He already revealed his Terra to be Dragon, so we're just talking about who won the Terra typing. He went Fairy, he went Dragon. It's pretty obvious who wins that. However, all these Pokemon are multifaceted and could pull through in any number of ways. Throat Chop into Iron Valiant could prevent sound-based moves. I don't believe Iron Valiant runs any off the top of my mind. Focus Blast into the Zamazenta does a ton of damage, so much so that Moonblast is able to clean up the kill with its 100% accuracy. Into the Metagross, who can probably rip a Bullet Punch, maybe get burned off Flame Body from Chandelure. Never lucky. Out comes the Ninetales, who's going to die to Shadow Ball. Not yet, but due to the paralysis, he should die here. There we go. Now, Luckus Supremacy is doing great. He's actually leading Pokemon count-wise. However, some of the top threats are still alive on Neji's team. I believe Qian Pao and a Fairy Walking Wake with the sun up should be able to, you know, really rally here. We're seeing, Walking Wake has already taken 2 KOs. It's about to grab another one on Umbreon. Ooh, he manages to let the sun go down. Was it Dry Rock? No, it wasn't, so sun is down officially. And it's not coming back up. Terra Blast takes out the Umbreon. We get the Dragon Serperior, who misses the Leaf Storm and ends up dying. That, my friends, is game. I believe that Metagross Bullet Punch should be enough to finish off the Iron Valiant, and if not, the Sucker Punch from the Qian Pao should be. Bullet Punch takes it out, and that is game. That was a good one. I liked that. That was a good game.